All right, good morning, guys. I got quite a few tickers here to look at. We've got Arab here. It's been on a nice little uptrend. We see it sitting above that 200 EMA. We see a little bit of support here around 95 cents, and then we see a high here about $1.56, disregarding the wicks. It looks like it's sitting up pretty high. It's sitting below that VWAP line right now, which means it may drop on open, but if it can break back above that VWAP, that would be optimal. We've got in, which is a runner from yesterday. Looks like it didn't do a whole lot in the pre-market early on, but looks like just a little while ago we saw it go from about $2.08 all the way up to $2.87. This one's looking pretty good too. We see it's near that high a day from yesterday, so hopefully it holds around this area and bounces back up to that VWAP line. Hey, Wiz is here. We've got Tide as well, looking better in the recent pre-market rather than beforehand, but I wouldn't call this great by any means. We still see a little bit of volume dying off, and the price action's a little bit spotty at times, but we might see something out of this one as well, going from about $1.38 to a high of $1.68, so the range is pretty good there. Hopefully we see something happen with this one as well. ANVS isn't looking too bad either, but the range isn't fantastic on this one. I'm not really a fan of going to that $14, $15 range, so it is what it is, but if there's some plays to be had, we'll take them. Looks like its volume has really died out. Its price actions died out as well, so we might not see anything move on this one, but we'll keep it open and keep an eye on it. We've got Vero here, which for the most part has been downtrending for the morning. Also not really looking fantastic. Same kind of problems. We're seeing spotty price action, spotty volume, and we're seeing a downtrend. So I doubt this will do something, but Vero's been known to run, so we just have it open because it popped up. Maybe it'll do something. FFIE here looking okay. Looks like it started today around that 450 mark, and then we saw highs of about 530. It's looking okay. We're not seeing much of an uptrend on this since a little while ago. It looks pretty stagnant, but as the market opens here, it looks like it is climbing. This could be a potential play. COPM's not doing anything. I'm more interested with Arab and in here, so we're going to take a little bit of a look here with these ones. Arab looking a little bit... it's looking okay. I think we could probably try to jump in here. Probably about one. I'd like to get 145. I don't know if that's going to happen. We might have to jump it a little later. We're going to try for 160 here and then a 140 stop. So we're going to give it about 5 cents room. 140 is very tight, so we might actually just aim for something lower if we can get something better out of this. I'm just going to give it a moment here. We'll see. Okay, so this is Arab. We're at $1.36. This is probably best. I'm going to go for the $1.35 entry, I think, with a pretty tight stop. Jumping in now. Okay, so $1.34. We're gonna go for a $1.30 stop. We don't need more room than that. If it stops us out, that's fine. If it starts to move back up, great. Looks like it's starting to move back up again a little bit, so hopefully we break through. We did see a breakthrough there, but first candles are usually kind of iffy for that. We see in drop pretty dramatically. Might be a good play off of that 200 EMA actually. So I think I want to open up an early in trade as well and see what happens with that around 240. Man, I'd like to get just 240 on it. So we're going to go try for 240. We're going to try for 260 T and then a 234. Let's give it a 234 stop. So we're going to give it a fairly tight stop. I just wanted to get something below that VWAP line. It's still pretty tight. We might get stopped out on that, but we'll have to see if that happens or not. Arab's at 148 here, looking really good. From our entry point at 134, we're actually 10 cents in profit. So we're going to go ahead and take some profits. Oh, not bought the dip. Oh, just bought the dip. We're actually up quite a bit. Pulled some profits around 152 there. Looking pretty good. Looks like it's probably going to come back down, so we'll have to see about that. I mean, it might break out here a little bit more, but we still have a runner in there, so I'm not really too concerned if it does come down, but hopefully it does make its return. We are seeing close to that 240 number on in here. Tied with a massive green candle here. We saw two really big green candles, 143 all the way to 160, so that's pretty big. We'll have to come back to that after it sees a pullback. We've got FIFE, so that's tied. FIFE can go up there as well. Veru's dying down, so we don't really have to worry about that. So these two are definitely too high up right now, so we'll wait a little bit on that. In reaches around that 240 area still. Looking to get pretty much exactly 240 or even better. If we could get better than 240, we do have a little bit of room here. We have down to about 230, maybe 237, 238 that we could potentially get. Tide's still going. Hey, morning. In's looking like it's bouncing, so you had a chance there to get in at about 241, so very, very close to that entry point. If you didn't jump in quite there, you may be missing the opportunity at this point. It looks like it may be turning around. I got a little greedy, so I waited too long and then had to buy on the way back up a little bit, but that's okay. Arab here looks like it is coming back down for a pullback. That was expected. We have Tide here, not really going down. Might actually continue up if this candle turns green. Could be a very risky play. I'm not really into that just yet. Veru doing what it usually does. Looks like it might come back pretty strong here. In with the stop out. Oh, in with the stop out. Look at that. That is... Yeah, 230. That's where's that other channel? There we go. IINN. I think I'm just gonna go for a re-entry on it if we get a really decent entry on in, because I do think that this should bounce. I think we just got stopped out on volatility there. So I would like to get in at like 235. 236 is VWAT or 200 EMA. So we'll try for 236 entry. Gonna try for 250 and then a 230 stop loss. That'll give us that 6 cents. That gives us a little bit of room there for volatility. So hopefully we see that. I don't like doing that where we get stopped out and then immediately jump back in, but sometimes if your entry just wasn't great, you just have to do it. If the plan was solid and it didn't really falter, well, then it was probably just due to volatility. And in this case, I think that's really just about it. That's what it was. Okay. All right, so we have Arab here all the way down. The runner is going to be stopping out on Arab. We have Tide all the way back down to VWAP. We could take a play here off VWAP. It is, I would say this is still a pretty risky trade, but I'm going to give it a shot. $1.50, we're going to go for $1.60 and then a $1.46 stop. So we're going to give it a couple cents, nothing fantastic here. We don't need anything huge. Oh, I picked a support, like directly on the support line for that, so... We're just going to do it a little bit above, I guess, but nah, I can't do that. We'll just put it right on it. That's okay. Hate when I do that. We have FFIE here coming down to VWAP as well, so we'll see if that holds. We're going to see if it bounces off the support line. If it fails to bounce off the support line, I'm just going to cut it quickly. So far, it's bouncing. Might have to come back to this. It's kind of just sitting there. In looks like it's got a healthy bounce going for it here, 250. Not too bad from our entry at 237 or 238, wherever you got in there. Definitely a good place to take profits. Should definitely mention that. Take some profits around 250 off in. Tide continues its breakdown, so we're going to look for that cut. That was So we saw it bounce down this line a couple times. Looks like it didn't really want to stay there. But that's okay. It was a pretty tight stop, so not too worried about it. Have another chance here to take profits on in. Arab's still dying, so we're not really ready to take another play on that just quite yet. We do have a couple other things we can keep an eye on here, so we're going to go and look at GROV. And GROV is looking all right. We can keep that open, I guess. What else we got? We have 10. Yeah, 10's really high up there in price. The range on it's really not that great. ETNB. It's looking okay, I guess. We'll keep an eye on that. So far, we've had a couple winners here, a couple losers. We see FFIE bouncing, or FFEI. FFIE, yeah, that's what it was. FFIE. So we'll look for about a 530 entry on that. We're gonna, oh, not 530, or not 540, 530. We're gonna go for about 580 on it. It's pretty high there, and then a 515. So we're gonna give it about 15 cents. I don't think I think we could probably give it more room if we needed to, but this is probably a little bit of a risky play as well. So I want to keep tight stops on the risky things so that we're not risking too much. 15 cents is definitely doable on a $5 stock. Or $5.50 at this point. We saw a huge red candle there on ETNB. Looks like volumes died out, so maybe that's a no-go. We have Grov just kind of running right now. We could try a quick scalp on Grov as well. So we're going to go for a $5 entry. We're going to go for 520 or 530 and then a 490 stop out. So we're going to give it a really tight stop just in case it comes down on us. We're going to make sure that we get a decent entry here. I got 505, so I mean, I'll still keep the same stop out. 490 is fine. But I think we might have actually just halted. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we just halted at that. Okay. Yeah, they all thought better of going up. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, tied with a massive dip. Yeah, you heard the word halt right. That's for sure. Graph just halted on us. Not sure how many people actually got in on that before it halted, but it's definitely halted now. Got in about 505 on that. You were late. Yeah, you had to be quick with that one. FE or FFIE is looking all right here. We did bounce up to about 545. Got to make sure I actually ledger these. Sometimes I miss them. Out before the halt? Way to go, man. That's the safest bet for sure. Ah, man, 550, have just over 15 cents profit on FIFE, so maybe take some out there. Taking some profit on FFIE. As we're approaching that 550 mark. Nothing fantastic in profits there, but I'm sure we'll get more out of it. And then we'll put out saying that we're halted in Grub. I still think Tide might actually do something here, so I kind of want to jump back in, and I think this is really risky because there's really no confirmation behind it. It's just something that, you know, I kind of think might do something, so we're going to try it. 145, we're going to go for a 155, and then maybe, what's the bottom here? The bottom is about 140. Yeah, that's about right for a stop. I'm going to give it a little bit more. I'll go 139. But I might cut it if it drops down too far. We can try and get rid of this. There we go. That one. If you can get better than 145, I'd feel a lot better about that 139 stop. I feel like 6 cents is just a little too much on this stock, but sometimes you just have to give it that little extra room, and that could save the trade. Blue looks interesting. We could take a look at blue. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. What do I think of in? I think it is definitely starting to break down, so that could be something we want to look at cutting if you haven't taken any profits on it yet. Then definitely cut it. If you're holding just a runner, you could definitely risk it. Yeah, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to risk. I mean, we did hit 251, so if we secured some of that profit, stopping out the rest will bring down our average a little bit, but nothing too bad. Um, I'm gonna hold the rest of my shares for now, but I'm not feeling too great about it. I think it's pretty iffy. Tide did make its move back up to 148. We are back above 200 EMA, so that's good. In not looking great. Arab might be coming back up here. Can get rid of that now. I think with Arab, we're probably, yeah, I don't know. FEF or FFIE is looking pretty good here. We're hitting that 550 mark. ETNB's coming back. Vera's not doing a whole lot. Grov's still halted. Resumption price 550 so far on that, so that looks good there. Hopefully that's what it actually opens at. And man, I kind of want to try Arab, but I'm not seeing a whole lot in terms of support around this area. Can't really justify it just yet, especially with it dipping here. We'll keep an eye on it. We're at 560 here on FFIE. We're looking for about 580. You could take some more profits at 560 if you want. Not the end of the world if you do, but 565, I'm feeling a little. I'm good at 565 to take some more profit, I think. Taking more profit on FFIE, 565. Just securing some on the way up. Definitely a good call, especially when we're aiming for something so high up there. You know, we started down here at VWAP around that 530 mark, and we're up here. We don't need to make it all the way up there. So yeah, definitely secure along the way. Grov opens up. We're at that 550 mark. Definitely take some profits around this area. Taking some profits on Grov. It's unhalted. And leaving a runner. But leaving. So currently 566, about 570. Hey, 580. This, honestly, with the way this unhalted and it's continued, it could run right into the next halt as well. So definitely a good idea to secure some of that profit. We did make nearly a whole dollar on that. If this breaks 580, I think it halts. Come on. Not seeing a wall of sellers anywhere, so there we go. There we go. 592. TH. I don't think I have a TH chart pulled, but I'll go pull it in a second here. 620, and we're still going. You know what? Good place to secure a little bit more. Securing some more. Grov 620. Now we're officially over that whole dollar mark. Hey, 636. That is amazing. We're really killing this trade. Oh, I'm so sorry, Das. Wiz, it's like you're on crack when you see a halt. Get so excited. All right, TH. Let's take a look at that since that's not halted yet. What do I think of this? The price range, it's in the right price range. I think the range of the price, I kind of need to come up with a new vocabulary term for this because it's not really just, it's not what I want it to be. The range of the price, like how far it's ranging, just isn't really that appealing to me. It's moving about 20 cents, and we're seeing decent volume, but no price action right now, which is worrying me. So, gonna leave that be. Yeah, I'd say it's iffy. We're at 640, 650. Where's the halt on this? We're definitely up more than 10% on the second one, and we're looking for that halt, but we hit 650 there, which is pretty amazing. We're up at like $1.50 at that point. Maybe I'm just not like super familiar with the way things are supposed to be halting. Like I always thought I was, but just recently things don't halt the way I thought that they should or when they should. Like the first halt here made sense. That made sense. It not halting up here does not make sense, but we're up about 28% on this, so we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I just need to brush up on my halt, my understanding of halts. Now we've gotten 1, 2, 3. This will be like the 5th minute since the unhalt here. So what we're gonna see is opportunity for this to keep running without a halt. But at 650, you know what? I hope you secured most of your profit. He's sitting in tide, falling asleep. Yeah, no kidding, eh? Went as high as 148, so big whoop there. Got a whole 3 cents out of it. Went back down. Yeah, but still doing its thing. Stopped out on the rest of our in. Watching ES fly, yeah, nice. FIFE is looking good here. Almost at that PT actually, 575. We can secure some more here. Some more FFIE and leaving a runner right before PT. I mean, you could wait for PT on it. There's really nothing too wrong with that, but I've just been securing on the way up anyway, so I mean, that extra 5 cents ain't gonna mean anything to me at this point. I'm just gonna let it go. Grav looks like it might come back down. Still not really seeing a wall of sellers anywhere. So we might have to just kind of let this be for now. Yeah, you know what? We got a small runner. We'll see what happens with it. Blue, it did actually make some good moves there. ETNB's not doing anything. FFIE looks like it's hitting a wall here at 578. Not a huge. Oh yeah, there was a huge wall there. Never mind. There was like 200 sell orders. We just blew through like 400 sell orders there. This thing's gonna start to run, I think. We've got Tide not doing anything. In, yeah, not doing anything. Arab not doing anything. Anything new? ADVM maybe? We could take a look at that. What are we gonna get rid of here? Veru. ADVM's looking decent price range. We're seeing not a lot of movement on it though. A couple cents. Yeah, a little too slow for me. Could be good at some point, but not right now. FFIE's at 595 here. Doing really well in this. We're almost at $6. Could secure the last little bit anywhere along here is good. I think this is definitely due for a pullback, but we secured majority of the run here from VWAP all the way up to here, so just hit that $6 mark. That's going to be a psychological barrier, so we can expect that to come down a little bit from there if it doesn't break through right away. Tide looks like it might be breaking down. If it breaks a new low, definitely time to cut. So I'd say if it breaks into that 140 area. Yep, psychological barrier there at $6 on FFIE. Make sure you secure the last of your profits, and we'll. I mean, if you're ballsy, you could definitely hold this and see if you can break that $6 and keep going. But we'll have to see. We've got FF or Tide here not doing a whole lot. We have in dropping, Arab not doing anything. ADVM, it is moving up. It's just not really moving much at all. We do have Grav also still going. We still have a little bit left in that, so there's still a little bit of skin in the game. You could have picked up a couple more shares here at just under $6 if you were really ballsy. It's so risky at this point to jump in for more, but we'll hold that runner and see what happens with it. Yeah, TH just dead in the waters when it comes to volume and price action, so we're just going to get rid of that. ETNB's in the same boat. We can get rid of that. I'm not quite ready to get rid of Arab yet. I think this could still do something. If this breaks positive, we might see something out of it, and that's a definite possibility. Looks like we're aiming for that $6. We're gunning for $6 here again on FFIE. We'll see if it breaks through this time. Yeah, that psychological barrier is strong. Not too many sellers at $6 though. Not seeing too many. But you also think about it on the other end as well, right? There's not a lot of sellers, but it oh never mind. There's a lot of sellers there at $6. But is there also a lot of buyers? Because it got to be pretty crazy to buy here at $6, and that's what pushes stocks up is other people buying, right? So other people have to be looking at this being like, I definitely want to buy this at $6. And that's maybe not the best. Shouldn't trust yourself with blue. What did you get in at? Oh, you should have trusted yourself. Got it. Got it. Yeah, you should have trusted yourself. That was ended up looking really good there. FFIE is definitely flying. We broke that $6 barrier and it is going. Tide on its way back up, looking pretty decent there. Arab bands are tightening. We haven't really made much of a new low here. We could try another Arab play. This could be the torturous trade of the day. Get in at 128. We're going to try and get out at 140 with a 1. What's the low here? The low is 120. Oh, that's too big of a stop, though. That's way too big of a stop. I guess we got to go for like a safe stop then 124. Even 124 is like kind of iffy. But you know what? I kind of want to jump in on this, and I don't really want to wait too long. There's 126, 125. This actually could be a good opportunity to jump in. We might even get that 120 stop. So that's Arab. Jumped in 125. Arab. Stop is 121. Still only going to give it that 4 cents. I would really like to get it below that 120 mark for a stop loss, but I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, maybe if I was more patient, it could have been a thing, but I don't know. We're hitting 150 here on Tide. Not really massive profits, but I'm going to secure it. I'm going to secure some of that. I think this could definitely take off, but we are at VWAP with bands tightening, so a lot of things saying this isn't going to run right this second, and I really don't want to. I don't want to hold this into stop and then walk away with nothing. So I'd rather take a little bit of profit now and just hope for the best. FIFE hits the high of about 610 there. ADVM just not really moving yet. Grav coming back down to VWAP here. This risky entry, I think that it might actually work out. Yeah, I think Grav could be a good thing here. I'm gonna try a Grav play again. So we're gonna go for 590. We're gonna go for 660 PT and a 5. We can 590. Well, I mean 580 would actually be better, but I don't know if we'll get that. We need a stop of at least 570, which is okay. That's not the worst in the world. If we can get lower than 590, I mean 570, definitely an okay stop. Oh, hang on. Here's our entry point. Don't even have time to really type what I'm doing here yet. Stop at 560 then. We can get it 580 or whatever. Okay. Enter Grav 576. Stop loss is 560. So, you know what? We tightened our stop a little bit and we got maybe a better entry on this. I mean, it could be a bad sign that dipped down that far, but I'll take it. Take that chance. If it holds here and moves back up, we could see 660 like super easy. Arab's still kind of dipping, not making me feel too great about this. Tide not really doing a whole lot. FIFE or FFIE not doing a whole lot either. ADVM not doing much. We have Grav back down. Fingers crossed this starts to move back up on VWAP. This is still sitting up really high though, so real close to that stop out. That was scary. Let's see. Maybe it'll move back up. Trying oat milk in my coffee, and I gotta say, I'm not really a huge fan of it. Still tastes bitter and it tastes dry somehow. Supposed to be healthier. Oh, what brand? It's not Silk. Um, I've got this app on my phone, Yuka. So when we go shopping, you can scan Oatly, that's what it is, yeah. Oh, you have to steam it? Ah, that's a lot of work. Um, we've got this app Yuka, and you can scan the barcode. We stopped out on Grav. You can scan the barcode of anything in a store, and it'll rate it from like 1 to 100 how healthy it is for you. And you would be so surprised with some of the results that it gives you. And it'll break down like the ingredients in it, what's good in it, what's bad in it, stuff like that. So we made a deal. We went grocery shopping yesterday. I was like, okay, we're gonna scan everything we buy, and anything that's coming back 50, like lower than a 50 score, we're not buying. So we went to the chip section and we got our usual like whole grain chips, and they were like 56, so they passed. And then we went to the other aisle with the like the healthy alternatives. And we went to crispy minis, those like rice cake things that are supposed to be an alternative to chips that are healthier. And it scored a 5, which is absolutely terrible. It's full of like preservatives and additives and everything that's just terrible for you. I was like, I would have never seen that coming. There's that pullback, yeah. I don't know if I'm ready to jump back in on Grav yet. It could be coming back, yeah. Yeah, the crispy minis, like it was actually shocking how bad they were, so we were like, yikes. And then we get this like medium garlic sauce for chicken and ribs and stuff, and I looked that up and it's literally 0 out of 100. It's just it's straight sugar. Yeah, exactly. There's some chips are actually decent for you. Like there's nothing really in it that's too bad, but I was happy to find out their salsa is actually like pretty healthy as well. Because we go through a ton of salsa. We go through like a jar of salsa a week. Popcorn is a healthy alternative. You are right with that, yeah. As long as you're not like coating it in butter and salt and all that stuff. Once you start doing that kind of stuff, then it's not super. Seriously, 1 jar a week. No, like a full size jar, not like a mini jar or something. Not like a Tostitos jar. We're talking like Costco size jar. Yeah, like I'll sit there and I'll eat like an entire jar of salsa in one day. It's huge. And we get the one with the less salt in it, of course, because like I should not be eating that much salt. I also drink salt in the morning, like warm salt water. Guac is healthy too. Yeah, as long as you make it yourself. Arab moving back. Yep. Thank God for that, because we're in it. The blue corn chips? No, I haven't had the blue corn chips. We just got like rice chips or something, and they're okay. 120. Well, we broke through it. We're at 130 here. Oh, back down to 129. Might get rejected. Ooh, yeah, look at that dump on ES. Air breaks through the 131 area. If we hit VWAP and we break through VWAP, that'll make my day. Trying to find like another opportunity here, but I'm really not seeing a whole lot. I mean, maybe Grav again. Did I call the stop on Grav? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. I think I'm gonna go for another Grav entry. Grav, we're gonna go for a 560 entry, 545 stop loss, and a 590 PT. Let's try it. Why not? We'll see what happens. If it starts to look bad, we can always cut it. But I do think that this is probably, it did have a lot of momentum behind it, so I think that this is something that could definitely run higher. If we break through this VWAP, we'll see $6 easy. I called it on the live, yeah. I gotta make sure that if you guys don't see me say that I stop, if I take profits on something and then it stops out, I usually don't call the stop. If I don't take profits and it actually just goes down to stop, then I have to make sure that I call it on everything, because there's other people who aren't in the lives and they don't know. So I mean, they should be watching the charts and they should know that they stopped out, because they should have their stop in place, you'd think, but there's still people who don't do that. So I try to give them as much money as humanly possible. Arab looking good. What's boom, DOS? Am I missing something here? Tide's going up. Arab, yeah, Arab's looking good. We're not quite at view. Okay, now we're breaking through view up 137. I'm taking profits. Taking profits on Arab 137. Not actually, I was gonna say not a huge win, but that was a pretty decent win. Um, I think there's still room for it to go up, especially now that it's broken through that VWAP line. I think it has a good possibility that it'll keep going here. Grav looks like it did get rejected. That's an old stop. We're down to a 545 stop. But, oh, looks like it might break through here. We still have a huge wall. 580 has 101 sell orders coming in. 587. Pretty close to PT. I mean, from where we got in, we could take some profits. Taking some profits on Grav as we hit past PT. I guess technically I should call PT and Grav. 606, I think we could probably see up to 627. Well, we did see actually up to 604 there. 627 should be pretty close. Actually, that was already a half decent play, so I mean, make sure you're taking some profits here. Arab's at 141, so we're doing real well with this. Hold, yeah. No kidding. 144, let's go, let's go. 146, I'm gonna take some more profit here. That's definitely a smart thing to do. Taking more profit on Arab here, 144-ish. Graph back down a little bit here, but we did see a high of 620. Definitely a good place to take some more profits. We were hoping for about 627 on it, but 620 is not bad either. We got in about 560, so a huge jump, big jump. Oh no. Nice. So Wiz, when I go to play futures here in about 25 minutes, am I going long or short? To me it looks like I should be aiming for a short here, but this looks like a support area. Nice. Nice. You think so? Good longs? Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a long from around here. Obviously, it won't be here when I'm playing in the next 25 minutes, but I would say, yeah, definitely I'd be going long at this point in time. I hate though when this looks like a apparent definite long and it just drops out of nowhere and stops you out anyway. But there's so much room here that like even if you were going long, unless you just leave yourself like 10 points of room, 390, 310-ish, yeah. Well, I definitely would be holding around 390, 310-ish. All right, so we did hit 145 on Arab, which is the resistance zone. Not resistance zone, just resistance. FIFE looks like it is moving back up from 570. Is it going to break high a day? That would be nice. This is looking a little bit of a bearish candle so far, but that band is starting to open up on top. We see MACD still pointed up, lots of volume coming in. I don't see any sell order stacking yet, so a definite possibility that we do see a high day here. Fingers crossed anyway. Blue took a nice dip down to VWAP and bouncing off pretty nicely. Oh, man, we went for a walk last night and we let a mosquito in the house, and I've been worried for my life for the past like 15 hours about this mosquito. Minis, yes. Minis are minis or are they micros? No, yeah, minis are more, yes, risky. They're more leveraged, is what they are. All right, Graph, come on. Yeah, FFI is going again. See that hit that 618 mark, new high a day. If you're not fully out of FFIE, I mean, like you might want to, especially after carrying it through a dip like that, but you might have sold before that dip as well, which would have also been a pretty smart move. If not, though, you have another opportunity here. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, we're still holding on to tide here. It hasn't done like anything. We took some profits there at 150, and since then it's just kind of sat around did nothing. This is the stock. So there's always like one stock, at least one stock a day that does this to me where I'll sit in it and I'll sit in it and it'll be boring and it's not moving. And then it's like the second I sell, then it moves up. Or alternatively, I just have to basically wait out Jackal, and if Jackal sells, it'll move up. It's the truth. It's the hard truth. One of us has to sell. That's just how it works. If one of us sells, it moves up. It's a waiting game. I think more or less it happens to Jackal a lot though. It happens to me occasionally where I'll sell and it'll move up, but it's like almost guaranteed if Jackal sells something, it moves up. Yeah, I think everybody incurs that curse at some point during their trading career, and it lasts a while. It used to actually be this guy when we first started this Discord. I think his name was Tyler. Does anyone remember that? And Tyler, like, we would literally tell him not to buy into the stock because every time he bought into it, it would tank the stock. And it wasn't like it would take a slight dip. It would drop like 10-15% every single time he bought in. It was a nightmare. So it got to a point where we were just telling this guy not to buy in. Or I would say I was buying in, and then I would wait for him to say he bought in, and then it would tank, and then I would buy in. Yeah. I think he actually gave up on stocks. He tried it and he was pretty resilient. He tried it for like 6 months or something. Maybe it was longer. I think he's still around. I think he's just in the Canada chat sometimes. But yeah, it was bad. Like I don't usually believe in that stuff, but I was like, dude, you got cursed by a gypsy or something because it's bad. Like it would be absolutely no reason for a stock. It'll be like you could pick any of these stocks and be like Tyler, buy into this, and it would just tank. I don't know, man. That was weird. Yeah. That's a good short indicator. Or Tyler's a good short indicator. And that was actually working for some time too. We actually started doing that. I would say like, "Hey Tyler, buy into this," and then we would just all go short on it, and it would actually work out. Of course, for the poor guy, it didn't work out because he was always on the opposite side of it. But at one point, we were like, we should just like split our profits with Tyler because he's making us money, and it'd be really funny because the second he would cut it or sell, it would move right back up. Like it's as if like there was some sort of like market assassin out to just ruin his account for no reason. It was just hilarious. Grau's taking a pretty nasty dip here on VWAP. Looks like it might bounce off. Yeah, basically. Yeah, FFI is still going, I know. It looks like it's hitting a wall here at that about 620 mark. I wonder if he's still around at no, I don't know if he is. I don't think so. Keltner, yeah, Keltners are very similar to Bollinger Bands, but if you use the Keltner channels, you don't necessarily need like a different point of entry. Like it's kind of like a one indicator system. It works decently well. There's some days it just doesn't work at all, but other days it works pretty well. You just use the middle band as an entry point, and then you set a stop like halfway down the middle and bottom band, between the bottom and middle band. Grav new high day. There it is. Yeah, looking good there. 680. Yeah, no kidding. Can we hit a halt here? Did we hit a halt here? Oh my god, I think we hit a halt. Oh no, we didn't hit a halt. Okay, no, we're good. Almost faked me out there. I was just sitting there doing nothing. Can we hit $7? I only have a little bit riding on it, so I'm not necessarily like too worried about it. I don't, and I don't want to see ES halt because if ES halts, the resumption price could be so dramatically different that you sold. Jackal's gonna say he sold here, no doubt. No, you didn't. You bought. Well, look at that. Maybe you gotta maybe you have a four-leaf clover in your shoe or something. Just about $7 there. Taking some more profits on Grav at 7 and leaving a tiny runner. So we got like a tiny bit left in it, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, I made some profit. That's all you can really hope for. Being green is better than being greedy. That's for sure. Once you get better at stocks and you have like a system in place, it becomes easier to hold things a little bit longer. But when, especially if you're like new, and by new I mean anywhere between like year 1 and year 4, taking quick profits is honestly the best way to go because you get sucked into this trap where you think everything's gonna be running, so you wait too long and then everything comes back down on you. So it ends up being a bad thing more than a good thing. Now you sold 670. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's gonna go higher. I took most of it out near that $7 mark because I was kind of afraid it wasn't gonna go up higher. I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot if it goes to 9, but never know. Arab's still kind of bouncing around above VWAP as well. Is it bad that I kind of want Tide to just stop us out so I can just get out of it? Double the curse, double the fun. Yep. ADVM actually had a nice dip down to 135 and shot back up to nearly 140. That would have been a decent trade. Oh my god, there it goes. Yeah, exactly. You definitely want to take quick profit. Yeah, we're at 7 plus on Gov. Or Grov, not Gov. Yeah, that's 720. I'm not really ready to let go of this runner. I kind of want to get like a crazy number with the runner, this little runner. So I don't know. I'll hold it for now. Still got 15 minutes or 14 minutes or something, so we'll see. Got out at 7. Definitely a safe place to exit. FFIE, we also still have a small runner in this. We're at 630. Um, I don't know. I don't know if I want to take the rest out. Did I learn about the stock market by myself? I learned about it by myself the hard way. It took me a couple years to like even remotely understand what I was doing. Like you feel like you know what you're doing, but then the more you actually figure out what you're doing, the less you know, or the less you realize that you know, or the more that you realize you don't know, is what I'm trying to say. But now I've said so many times in so many different ways, I don't know if anybody knows what I'm saying. Then eventually I started talking to actual day traders and like going to conventions and, you know, asking people to mentor me and stuff. And that's when like it took it to the next level because I don't know, you can do it yourself, but it does take forever doing it yourself. And your chances of success are so slim because when it comes to like day trading, it's not ever like huge problems that you're making. Yeah, unconsciously incompetent is the good way of putting it. And the more competent you become, the more aware of your ignorance you are. But yeah, if you do it yourself, the problem with day trading or a lot of different types of trading is it's not really big mistakes you're making that are causing you to be red. It could be such a tiny, minuscule thing that really doesn't even feel like it makes much of a difference, but it can make like a world of difference. And for someone who doesn't know what they're doing or hasn't been through it all, it's so hard to pinpoint exactly what's wrong. But when you have someone who has a lot of experience watching over your shoulder while you trade or going through your trades with you and stuff like that, they can just pick it up instantly, like, oh, this is what you're doing wrong. And then you're like, oh, does that really make much of a difference? And they're like, yeah, it does. Try not doing that. And then all of a sudden, like, trading is great. Yeah, like not having direct market access brokers or, like maybe your risk reward is off by a little bit or your risk of ruin is too high or maybe you're taking the wrong kind of setups or maybe you're being inconsistent with something or it could be like anything and it could be something really tiny that's really stopping you from being successful and doing it yourself 10 times harder to find that one little thing. Yeah, exactly. And that's the ignorance part, right? Is you don't like if when I try to do this myself, it took me like till year 2 until I figured out the hotkeys were even a thing. Like whereas that's like the first thing I teach my students is you need a direct market access broker and you need hotkeys. If you don't have those, don't bother trying to do this because it's just too hard to do, you know? Um, and that's just how it is. And I mean, like you can have some success without it, but you'll have more consistent success with it. What do I offer with the mentorship program? Lots of information. We go through like I don't even know how many topics anymore. There's a lot of topics. Depends. There's like 3 tiers, but we go through everything from foundational knowledge about the stock market all the way up to like all the things that you need and setups and mainly focusing. I like to focus on price action because I can teach you all the strategies in the world, but if you can figure out price action yourself, you don't really even need to use strategies. You can just trade anything and know how it's going to go. Yeah, we do offer one-on-one. It does come with one-on-ones. We do have like weekly meetings, although I gotta say they haven't been like super useful. I mean, occasionally we have a good talk in the group meetings, but usually it's just chatting about random stuff. Um, yeah, lots of PDFs. We're building an online course that's pretty much good to go for the beginner program. It's just getting that website up and running, which is still taking forever, which I also mentioned back to KSOS that we're probably just going to have to hire someone to do it because I don't think we're getting very far in it. Ricky, he doesn't use hotkeys. Depends on, I'm not really too familiar with him. What kind of trading does he do though? Does he do like momentum scalping? Because if he's doing momentum scalping without hotkeys, I would be impressed. If he's doing regular day trading, it's a lot more doable without hotkeys. Yeah, that's definitely different then. I mean, he still might opt for like direct market access, but if you're trading large caps and you're swing trading, it's really not necessary to follow all those rules. But when you're doing this kind of trading, it's like the number one thing is being fast. So you want if there's even something that can boost your chances of being fast by like half a second, you want to take it because the way we make money is getting in faster than other day traders and getting out faster than other day traders. You think Grov's gonna go? Been watching FFIE here. Grov might go, yeah. That's funny. I live like 20 minutes away from Humble Trader. With traffic, probably more like 45. She's like downtown Vancouver, which I don't know why anyone would ever willingly choose to live down there. I mean, maybe she likes the city life. I don't. Nice. Here in Grov, 690. That's risky, man. You're still trying to figure out the buy and stop loss keys. You're on DAS Trader though, so that's like a whole nother world. That's the one thing that like opted me to stay away from DAS Trader was the fact that you kind of have to like code your own keys. I'm sure you can find good ones online somewhere, but to like manually make your own, I feel like it's a little bit difficult. But I've never actually done it myself, so I wouldn't actually know. Does he actually have a McLaren? It's actually really cheap to lease a McLaren. It's like 4 grand a month. I was thinking about leasing one of the new Escalades, but I don't really wanna. I don't have a need for it. Could be a dip. Could be a dip. Grav could be fine. Most of the templates don't work on DAS. Not yet. Oh, I got dogs. That's kind of children. It's my kind of children. Um, Eventually. But there's like a lot I still want to do before I have children, which is the issue. IBKR. We've got a black lab and we have a Belgian Malinois. Oh, they'd be running around with like stock charts and stuff. I don't know when the wedding is. A couple years. She just said she wanted a ring. That's what I did. I got her a ring. Yeah, sure, y'all can come. Yeah, you have to use the platform. Well, you don't have to use the platform from IBKR. You could use Dash Trader or anything like that, but I just use it because I have it set up and it works half decent. I'm thinking of trying Trade Zero because they offered it in Canada again, so that's definitely a possibility. I want to give it a shot and see how it is. I keep saying that, but I haven't actually opened an account with them yet. Yeah, Grav looks like it's heading. Oh, you know what? It still could be a dip. I would say it could be a dip down to about 646. Oh, dude, when I have kids, they're going to be trading stocks before they're like in kindergarten. Really? Like, see, to me, I think Ninja Trader is the bomb. Like, Ninja Trader is so much better than IBKR. I talked to you, yeah. Trade Zero's okay? Yeah, I've seen it. It definitely looks better than IBKR. The fee structure is a little bit weird, but it is what it is. Yeah, they are direct market access. Quant Tower. Interesting. Let me Google that. Wow, this is like is this available on IBKR? Never even heard of this one to be honest. Oh, let's see, connections. Single entry point. TD Ameritrade. God, it supports Alpaca even. Supports or it's going to support Questrade. It doesn't show interactive brokers unless I missed it. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, it does. Cool. What's the pricing on this thing? That's actually not bad. Yeah, it actually looks pretty okay. Cool. I'm gonna look more into that. Might give that a try too. Can get me a demo, eh? Maybe. Oh yeah, okay. So if you buy annually, it's like 30% off. You can buy lifetime is actually lifetime is pretty cheap too. I would probably take like a monthly approach, and if I like it for 1 month, I'd probably just buy lifetime. It's actually pretty cheap. Might not be a bad alternative. Quant Tower. I'm just gonna link you to the page that I'm on right now, but you can look through it if you want. It connects to IBKR, so IBKR is not so crap, basically. It's an API overlay, but it looks pretty good. Here's the Graph bounce. Let's see if we can hit that at least 750 before we have to close this out. What else are we in? FFIE. I think we're gonna have to close out FFIE. I did not know that, but like I was mentioning, it depends what kind of trading you're doing, and that I think that's why people get really confused when I'm saying you have to have this, you have to do it like this, because people are like, well, every other trader doesn't do it like that. It's like, well, unless you're looking at other traders that are trading the same way, then it could be definitely different. But like even Humble Trader doesn't trade penny stocks too much. She's more into large caps right now, so she's not really too interested in the hotkeys and the brokerage setup. She still uses hotkeys. She still has interactive brokers, but I think she's actually using Trade Zero now. In 1 second, yeah, yeah. ES is actually insane. Like some of my trades literally last like 10 seconds, and I make a couple $100. It's actually funny. I was playing games with my friends last week, or no, this week on Monday, and I was trading futures, and I was like, oh, God, man, took me like an hour to make $500, and they're like, dude, we work for like $20 an hour. It's like, oh yeah, it really puts it into perspective. I always forget that that's a crazy amount of money for people. All right, Grav, you gonna do something here? Doesn't look like it. Might have to just close out the tiny runner we have. Well, it really depends on what I'm trading. If I'm trading futures, I can usually make $500 in like 10 minutes, maybe less. Some days it's literally I log in, I take 2 trades, and then I'm done. Right now I have like 5 accounts going, and I'm trying to take trades on all of them and move them all up, so it takes me like 40 minutes to usually get them all above $300. Unless I really mess something up. Yeah, an Ninja Trader and Apex. Unless I mess something up. In that case, it usually takes me like 45 minutes, maybe an hour. If I really mess up and I have to like work my way out of a red, maybe like an hour. Yeah, I was looking at the copy trader. I was like, I don't need it. I don't have that many accounts yet. But after sitting there for an hour, I was like, man, this is actual work. So, is it like a hedge fund? Maybe. Exactly. Yeah, that's a good way to put it into perspective. With yeah, 10 points is literally nothing. Like yeah, you can make that pretty quick, especially if you're scalping back and forth like 2 points. Yeah, Grav is pretty boring. Tide finally stopped us out. I actually didn't even realize that we got stopped out on Tide. Fortunately, that brings our average down to just above break even, but that's okay. Yeah, I short them all the time. I literally sometimes I post my trades from it, and it's like it'll go long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. Because like I'll go long on it, and then when it hits my PT, I'll go short on it. And then the second I hit my PT going short, I'll just go long on it again. Man, I think the only thing we don't mentor people on right now is future or not futures, crypto. If you're having luck with I mean it's like basically the same thing. It's just more leveraged on minis. Yeah, and forex too. Yeah, crypto's kind of the wild west right now, and I'm not really. too keen on it. So plus they're like banning it in certain areas. It's just hard to get into. It's just not worth it. Yes, I use the reverse button a lot. But since I usually play games while I trade futures, I'll usually just I'll set a point. Okay, so like I'm it's really hard for me to sit there and not take a trade, even if it doesn't look like the perfect setup yet. And even though like it could move 2 points against me and I'll cut it. So what I do is I set a point where I'm like, okay, if it reaches this high on the stock chart, I'm pretty sure it's going to come back down. So I'll set a short to happen if it goes up there. And then below, I'm like, okay, if it reaches this low, then I should be going long on it. So then I'll set a buy at that price. So if it moves up, it opens a short. If it moves down, it opens a long trade. Ninja Trader. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, why would you? Yeah, I think almost everybody here plays ES. I tried NQ and it's fun because it literally only takes you like a couple seconds to make a couple $100, but it also only takes you a couple seconds to lose a couple $100. So even for me, it's a little too much. Yeah, if you're trading futures, yeah, talk to Wiz for sure. Growl's falling under VWAP, yeah. Anyways, guys, we're a couple minutes over, so I guess we should go through the trade tracker here and then log off. So let's go to the money board. We made no, that's not right. What's wrong with this? Let's go trade summary. We'll figure that out. That's what's wrong. That in trade. So we go to in trade 230. Yep. Yep, that's definitely not right. That was 250. Oh no, what did I do? Oh no. Let's retype it. Okay. There we go. That's more realistic. Everything else looks good. So we hit a 24% on Grov. We hit a 25% on Grov. Then we took a 2% loss on it. Okay, so this brought our win rate up a little bit. In was a small loss. Then we took a tide. Oh, we took a small loss on tide? Oh my god, we ended up break all that time and we ended up break even on tide. That's annoying. But yeah, we ended up doing pretty good there. Whoops. Money board. Yeah, so we're up $430 today. That brings us to $1,300 in 3 days of trading from $500. Win rate actually looks like it went down, not up. How did that happen? Oh man, it did go down. We took less trades today. We took a lot less trades today, but that's okay. We'll get our win rate up when things are looking better. But yeah, made a couple $100 today, so we're doing pretty decent with that. Hopefully the rest of this week is more like today and a lot less like yesterday. But yeah, other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care, guys. No, you stay. Mr. DeLuca. You keep those paws down. No, we're not biting. You good boy.